Hey everybody, it's Mark David Heiser from Daddy Did You Win, and I am right now in the process of really catching up on my race reviews right now. I got a little behind. Work, life, vacation all has gotten in the way basically, but so I'm going to try to just get a few of these right now. I believe I have about 4 of them to review right now, so let's go and get started. Today, the first one I'm doing is the Sunburst Half Marathon, which is held on June 1st of this year in South Bend, Indiana. So let's go ahead and review that one. So as I had said, Sunburst Half Marathon was run on June 1st, 2019 in downtown South Bend. It starts at Four Winds Field, home of the South Bend Cubs, which is a single-A affiliate of the Chicago Cubs. So start right outside their baseball stadium and finish at the 50-yard line of Notre Dame Stadium. Course has changed quite a bit over the last few years, but the last couple of years now it has remained the same, which is a good thing and a bad thing. But I'll get into that here in a little bit. First of all, let's start the Expo. The Expo is held at the Century Center in downtown South Bend. It's a good location for the Expo. It is right, like I said, right in downtown, centrally located. It's a 5-minute walk from my office, not a big deal. At the Expo, basically you just go down, you give them your bib number, you pick up your packet, they give you your shirt all at one time. You don't have to go to 2 different locations, which is nice. And then you just go and look at the rest of the Expo. There are other races involved. There are other businesses there. Fleet Feet Sports of Mishawaka has a huge setup there. Basically, if there's anything you have forgotten that you're going to need race day, you can get it there, from your gels to headphones. They have sunglasses. They even have shoes there that day. Other Sunburst race shirts, you can pick those up at the Expo at Fleet Feet. Other than that, you can make as long as you want there. I would say at the most you need it 20 minutes at the Expo and you're probably going to be done. For me, I volunteered at the Expo with Fleet Feet, so I spent a little bit more time there, but I could have been done probably about 5 minutes. So not a big Expo. There are quite a few vendors, but not a big one. Nothing really caught my attention. So let's get on to the shirts. This year's shirt, I don't mind the logo, the design. That's simple. That's always nice. Sunburst, South Bend. Maybe if they would have put the state on it, because South Bend's not a very big town. Obviously, if you know Notre Dame, you probably know that that's where South Bend. That's where Notre Dame is. It's in South Bend. And then race date June 1st, 2019, and a few sponsors. Here's my beef with the shirt. When they first announced that this was going to be a poly cotton blend shirt, you know, it really rubbed me the wrong way, obviously. I don't like poly cotton blends. Just give me the polyester shirts and we'll be good. But also giving the price of the race, $65, I believe was the lowest entry fee. It can go all the way up to over $100 by race day, which I think is just ridiculous in itself. This race is not worth $100. It's not, I don't even think it's worth the $65. And so they passed it off as a poly cotton blend. And when they say poly cotton blend, technically they are right, but this is a 90% cotton, 10% polyester. I am not the first person to complain about this shirt. I've heard that there have been many complaints about this shirt, and apparently this costs more than a regular polyester shirt. So the shirt, obviously you can tell over the last month it has become wrinkled. That's because it's been sitting in the bottom of a bag of shirts that I will not wear and are going to be going to a t-shirt quilt. So this shirt I'll never wear. It's not worth it to me. So anyways, the course, like I said, it started from Four Winds Field and ended at Notre Dame Stadium. It actually spends, I think, more time in Mishawaka than it does in South Bend. Mishawaka and South Bend basically line up right next to each other. If it's not more in Mishawaka, it's pretty close to 50-50. And the sad part is, for this being a South Bend race, Mishawaka actually has the better portion of the course. It goes around the Riverwalk in South Bend, which is nice. The rest of the course I could do without. Like you basically just head right out South Bend, right to Mishawaka, do a lap around the Riverwalk, come back into South Bend, go through Indiana University South Bend campus, which is probably about a quarter mile of the course, and then you start weaving around parts of the streets in South Bend, and that's where actually I have a problem with this course. I believe it's probably about probably about mile 8 to 10, somewhere in there. You join up with the 10K course. 10K, the half marathon is going straight. 10K is coming to the intersection and making a left-hand turn and joining up with the half marathon course. Then all of a sudden we're running together the rest of the way. The issue with that is, for me, I had a number of 10K runners cut me off right there because there's an aid station right there at that turn as well, for both the half and the 10K, and I was being cut off by 10K runners, which was just ridiculous. That shouldn't be happening. If anything, keep 10K over to the left-hand side, let the half marathons have the right-hand side, at least for, I'd say, a quarter mile, until we can kind of blend together. But at the same time, I spent most of the race after that point weaving in and out 10K runners. It was an annoyance, and like I said, it shouldn't happen. Also, then another part of the course I don't like is later on in that you go do this little out and back section. It's like less than a quarter mile, but it's kind of ridiculous to do a hairpin turn that late in a race. There's got to be ways of stretching this out. I mean, I'm telling you, we basically were running north and then we head east for maybe a 1/10 of a mile, turn around, come back to that same road, and then head north again. This has been a problem for years. I hate it. I don't know why they don't do away with this somehow. Move the start line back. Do whatever you have to do. Get rid of this part of the course. It's a momentum killer, especially that late in the race. Let's just get it out of the way. Once again, I don't know why they do it. And then something I noticed at the end of the race when I was going back to find my wife as she was running the half marathon, the 5K walk combines with the half marathon course and 10K course, but affects the half marathoners more than anything, right at about a mile to go. And the 5K walkers just kind of take up the whole road. And I saw half marathoners coming back, and you know, they're trying to weave in and out of all these 5K walkers, and when I was going back, I'm just telling all these half marathon runners who are still going, who are being annoyed by all this, I just said, get on the sidewalk. It's going to be like this all the way to the stadium. Get on the sidewalk and run on the sidewalk. Shouldn't have to do that. Sunburst, for whatever reason, cannot do anything, it seems like, to keep the 5K walkers out of the way. You know, I don't know if they care. I don't know if Sunburst really cares. I'm gonna be quite honest with you. And so, like I said, it's an annoyance. It shouldn't happen, but they don't do anything about it. So yeah, the finish of this 50-yard line is nice. If you're a Notre Dame fan, I'm not, so I don't care. But for me, this race doesn't have much going for it. In full disclosure, I don't think I mentioned this at the beginning, I won a free entry to this race this year. That's probably the only reason why I ran it. I could have done other things that weekend, and I probably should have. But I decided to run the race. I don't know what I'm going to do next year. I don't know if I'm going to run it or not again, but the time will tell. First of all, though, here is the finisher's medal, which is actually too bad. Nice logo there. They do have on the ribbon 5K fitness walk, 5K run, 10K, and half marathon on the ribbon. This is the first year they actually gave a finisher's medal for the 10K. I thought that was kind of cheap. Let's just keep it for the half marathon as well. Once again, it's one of those questionable decisions on why they decided to do this. But I think the 10K medal is about the same size, so that shouldn't happen either. If you're going to do a 10K medal, make it smaller than half marathon. One thing I think they did do right, and I talked with Brett Albers, who's the owner of Fleet Feet Sports, about this before these orders were made. Kind of just what the age group awards were going to look like this year, and they went with a Boco running hat with Fleet Feet on the side as a primary sponsor for that portion of the race. And so, like I said, these are Boco hats, good quality hats. Boco is my favorite. I am an ambassador for them, so I am partial. This is a great idea for an age group award. I'll be honest, I did not win an age group award, but Brett Albers hooked me up. So thank you very much, Brett. I appreciate it. I do run in the hat, even though I don't really like the race all that much. I do wear the hat. I run in it. It's a good hat. So overall, you know, past couple of years, Sunburst has actually made some improvements. I feel like this year has been a letdown. There was a new race director who took over. To my knowledge, she's not a runner. And the funds for this, I feel bad about talking bad about this race, because the funds I think do go to a great cause. It goes to the Children's Hospital at Memorial Hospital. But for whatever reason, the race feels like the Memorial Hospital feels like that the race director needs to come from Memorial Hospital, whether they have running experience or not. They kind of just take whoever they can get. And in the last few years, they had a runner do it, and he did a great job of improving the race, getting it better. This year, I feel like it's a huge step back. So what I do next year is unclear right now at this time. So that's my review of Sunburst. Take it for what a lot of local people love this race. I don't get it. I'm guessing it just has to do with finishing at Notre Dame Stadium on 50-yard line. So guys, if you have any comments on this, please leave them below. If you ran this race and you want to argue with me on this, fine, leave your comments. I'll be more than happy to discuss it, you know, civilly, and you know, we'll go from there. All right, guys, next time I come back, I will have a race review of the Randy Minor Country Run. So talk to you guys later.